I actually want to ask chat a question. What is the worst possible type of move in chess? Like, there's a lot of bad types of moves, like blundering your queen, blundering mates, maybe flagging in a winning position. But what's the worst possible thing you can do in a chess game? Cheat. Cheating is pretty bad. Yeah, don't cheat. Okay, let's see what chat is saying. Castling into force mate, declining en passant, getting fools mated. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So I'd like to make the argument that the worst possible move in chess. Oh, I do see it. A first time chat from Gus N. It's when you force your opponent to checkmate you. So you give your opponent no chance but to just mate you in one, basically. Do you mind analyzing games this stream? I'm gonna show actually a good handful of games, and it's a compilation of people making the worst possible type of move in chess. Slapfox wrote a script. If this goes on YouTube, I'll link the GitHub. But essentially, it compiled the highest rated games where one side forced the other side to checkmate themselves. So we'll see many examples of this. And we'll start with this first game. For a lot of these, the opening's not relevant. We're zooming through until the very end. I want to get to this position. And here, White's absolutely crushing. White has just a devastating attack. The king is actually pretty safe. But in this position, White played a move. White was rated 2456. I imagine when White played this move, bishop g7, like if you play this move, you think it's checkmate. But it's not checkmate. And the only legal move for black is queen takes g7 and White gets checkmated. So technically bishop g7 is forced checkmate, but it's forcing checkmate for the wrong side. So this is just a taste of what's to come. If we see the engine here, White is forced mating. Yeah, bishop e5 is nice to make way for the f-pawn. And yeah, f6, f7 is coming. And yeah, White should have been winning very soon. Okay, so let's see the second example. I looked at these a while ago, but some of these I don't remember exactly. So again, this is a game played between two relatively high-rated players. We're going to keep zooming through some crazy endgame.
This is genius content.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Okay, we're still zooming through. And I want to slow down at this moment. This is White to move. And this one is actually one of my favorite ones. Because in this position, it looks like White is losing. And I'll go ahead and show, it's pretty simple to find the move that forces White to get mated. Yeah, g5. g5 is deserving not of a double exclam, but double question mark. Almost looks like mate, but forces queen takes g5. The incredible thing here is White had a chance to draw. This is White to move and survive. And it looks impossible because you're down a queen. You have no reasonable looking checks. So what to do? Yeah, good job to everyone saying queen f4. Oh no, my queen. We're sacrificing our last remaining queen because after queen takes f4, it's stalemate. And it breaks my heart that White missed this. And White not only missed this, but White forced black to deliver checkmate. And it's stalemate because none of the pawns can move. Pawn's pinned. King is sandwiched on the edge of the board. Now, if the king moves back, then White's doing fine. We just take the queen. And then that's probably black who has to try and salvage a draw. Let's move on to the third example. Yeah, we're going to skip most of the game. And I just titled this as no. Oh, this one. Yeah, okay. So it was a situation white was like trying to get counterplay with the pawns. And somehow white managed to win one pawn and then the second pawn. I mean, black should have played rook c7 to defend. It should have been winning for black. But white won all the pawns and then started storming the pawns down. And the situation was reached right here. And this is, I guess, another puzzle. It's black to move and survive. Now, in the game, as a common theme with all these games, in this position, black forced white to deliver mate. Black played the move rook c5. And now white has two legal moves, but both of them are mate. So yeah, white has to checkmate black. But there was a missed draw. And the only way to draw this for black is to sacrifice a rook. Rook takes g7. And it's a pretty simple stalemating idea. Takes and then stalemate. White has no time to push. Yeah, it's very common sometimes when you're like on the verge of losing, you have like a major piece left. If you can forcibly sacrifice that piece, sometimes it leads to stalemate miracles. Okay, let's move on. This next one, we're going to see an incredible king walk. Let's again zoom forward. All right, I don't entirely remember what happens here, but essentially white's king got ripped from its shelter and kind of flew up the board. h5, king g5, queen h6, king h6. So the kings are maybe getting closer to each other. Queen h8. I mean, black should be winning here. Looks really close to winning. Queen e5, king h6. Queen takes e4. Bishop d2. Queen f5. Oh, was it this position? I think it was this position. What did white play? Oh no, okay. So white doubles on the 7th rank. We keep going. Check. And then here, yeah, bishop takes g7 forces white to deliver mate. Now, was black surviving with this move? Let's check. Oh, so white's actually winning here. Oh, white's winning with a bunch of different moves. Yeah, the cleanest mating idea is to, again, sacrifice a rook. Hey, it's FM John Curtis. I appreciate the raid. If you're just joining, I'm showing a really cool collection of games, which I'll explain in just a moment. But here, yeah, whatever it takes, it's mate. So yeah, I like this one because like white was just losing earlier. Like black was completely crushing. But somehow black couldn't find the way to win. Apparently it's mate in 7 after h4. And then, yeah, rook g7. In some sense, forcing white, or forcing black to force white to checkmate black, if that makes sense. So if you're just joining, we're looking at games where basically one side forces the other side to checkmate themselves. So after bishop g7, white's only legal move is to deliver mate. And this will be an eventual YouTube video, I think. I'll probably title it The Worst Possible Move in Chess. Okay, this next one's a funny one. We'll zoom forward. White was having a seemingly strong attack. Okay, lost the rook, but still has some pressure. And we're going to see white make some progress. The players got to this position. And white played the next move. Knight to f6. which looks devastating. Like it looks like it's just checkmate, right? The king's attacked, has nowhere to move. The queen's also attacked, but the game's not over. Black has one legal move. Oh no, my rook. Queen takes h1. It's got to be the worst feeling when you play a move you think it's mate and it's not mate. And then it's even worse when you realize your opponent's only legal move is to checkmate you. So I think white was probably doing fine. Like if you're white here, you have to see the rook's attacked. And any knight move gets mated. So probably the thing to do is queen h6. And then let's check with the engine. Yeah, queen h6. White's crushing because knight f6 is now a mate in one threat. Okay, I hope people are having fun witnessing other people's pain. Let's go to number 6. Zooming forward here. Ooh, wait, how did this happen? Some crazy position. We'll just see the whole opening. So as a Slav, they got some structure. Black won queenside pawns. And then white sacked the knight because there's ideas of queen h6. Lifts a rook. White wins h6, lifts the other rook. Oh. So here... Okay, I'll preface this with saying white's just crushing in this position. Like after rook g3, the position looks pretty hopeless. But if you're playing black, you might spot the fact that there's a tactical idea to distract the queen from defending the first rank so you can get rook d1. And in this position, black took the rook. And after queen takes h6, black played rook d1, which looks like checkmate, but it's not checkmate. And white's only legal move is bishop takes d1, which in turn checkmates black. So another kind of failed attempt to checkmate. I'm pretty sure black had no escape though, but it was a funny finish. Speaking of funny finish, number 7, I titled this funny finish. All right, zooming through. King's Indian. I think this went pretty deep into the endgame. Keep going. Oh yeah, this was a funny finish. Okay. We should treat this as a puzzle because black was on the verge of queening. Oh man. So white doesn't have much time. In the game, white played bishop b8, which I think was a mistake. White should be winning with king b6. It's a crazy position because, okay, black can make a queen, but then bishop b7 checkmate. And now if rook b4, white just takes bishop here, here, white's guaranteed to checkmate. That didn't happen in the game. White missed the mating idea, played bishop b8, so hugging the black king. Black promoted, knight a5. White's threatening mate. But then what happened is after queen b1, king a6, rook a4, white played a move which looks like checkmate, but again, it just forces black to deliver mate. Queen takes b7, only legal move. And this is pretty. Like the king is very useful in defending the queen, the rook pins the knight. And this pawn bishop configuration is kind of irrelevant. I have 3 more examples. Next one, powerful passive bishops. Ah, this one. All right, we're going to zoom through. So here, Somehow black's king just started walking up the board. And what happened was b4 check, king a4. Thank you, Salmon Shark.
Checkmate my money.
I'll be happy to. Thanks for getting merch and thanks for the money. So king a4, it looks like black's in good control. Like the rooks are well placed, the king's active, looks like this queenside pawn is falling, bishop's attacked. But in this position, white undevelops the bishop, bishop c1. And then black plays a move which looks like mate in 2. Like if you just focus on the rooks and the bishop, you can calculate rook takes rook, bishop takes, and rook e1 checkmate. The only problem is when black takes on d1, white undevelops the other bishop, and it's checkmate. The passive bishops are too powerful, and the pawn formation is so clutch. Like all these squares are controlled. The bishops cover everything else. So this was pretty nasty because it looked like white was in trouble, and then all of a sudden white just had to checkmate black. And it's such a weird mating pattern too. Like just 2 bishops on the back rank. Yeah, this is probably one of the best ones. All right, let's look at the next 2. Again, zooming forward. So white is, it's actually confusing because there's this interesting alignment along the long diagonal. But white should be in very good control. Get ready for it. Yeah, white just up so much material. But as black, you don't resign. Get ready for it. So in this position, I'm pretty sure white played a move thinking it's checkmate. Or maybe thinking that it's simplifying. I mean, how much material is white up? A queen and a rook? The thing to understand, black wants to checkmate by moving the rook along the g file. So white played the move queen g5, forcing the rook to take, and it's checkmate. Like any move to attack the bishop should be winning for white. Like queen e4, queen d5. A queen g5 is just the worst thing to do. I'd probably play queen d3. I guess, yeah, queen f6 looks playable, but this is also very bad because rook g6 checkmate. So I hope some of these examples make people feel better about their own blunders. Like when you blunder in a chess game, it could be a lot worse. Like there's varying levels of blundering. All right, let's look at this last one. So apparently there is a nice mate in 2. I'll zoom forward. Have some rook ending. This one. Yeah, this is a cool one. It was a crazy position. White's on the verge of queening. And I'll treat this one as a puzzle. This is black to move. Checkmate in 2 moves. And not only will we deliver mate in 2, but we're going to force white to force us playing black to checkmate white, if that makes any sense. Oh, it's so funny. I see rook c1, rook c8, and rook f1. I know some people, maybe it's hard to orient yourself notation-wise, but good job to those saying rook c8. Yeah, rook f1 is here. The rook is on c1. But rook c8, we sacrifice a rook. And then in the game, white took back, making a queen. I guess white could have under-promoted. Under-promoting is actually a better move because then you don't force black to deliver the mate. But white promoted to queen. And then checkmate. That was a cool mating idea. So anyway, I hope people enjoy these. This will probably go on YouTube. Let me know if you like content like this. And big thanks to SlavFox. I'll link the GitHub in the video description. And maybe we can scour Lichess for more examples of such a pattern.